Hi everyone. I see you already greeting each other. Okay, please use also Slido. You know, they often use it to visualize on the map. I know they have some new people today and also some regulars. So hello everyone. I'm today from Zaporizhia. I see a lot of different places all around Ukraine. Is this us? Yes. And I see some people from other countries. Yeah. So don't be shy when you use Slido. I will ask you several questions before we will start the webinar, so please use it. You will help me to understand our common needs for future events of linguistics too. Okay, I will give you a minute to join in. Oh, I see several locals from Zaporizhia. Hi, everyone. Okay, Vinnytsia, Dnipro, Odessa, Lviv, Херсон, Київ, Івано-Франківськ, Чернівці. Yeah, from Ukraine, all around Ukraine. Yeah. Okay, I see. Kharkiv, it's nice to see you and understand that you have electricity right now and you are with us. But nevertheless, no matter what webinar you visit, please pay attention to your safety. And obviously, it's necessary for you to know any type of other event will be recorded, so you can stop and return. Yeah? So it's okay. Not a problem. Okay, Rivne, hi, Ternopil, Kravakhat. Okay. Hello from Germany. Hi. But most of the teachers that I see from different countries, it's still Ukrainians, I believe, yes? Okay, so hi. Okay, I have a pretty big question to you, and please help me to understand your needs. I'm a senior IoT consultant in a linguist company, so I'm asking not only about my webinars, I will be asking you several questions about our future webinars too. The first, my question goes like that. Okay, give me a second. Should we go to YouTube or no? I don't think. Honest opinions. Let's stick to Zoom, or next events, it's better to try using YouTube. That will be more comfortable. Yes, if use chat or use Slido, you can use both. Okay. Zoom. The chat is voted more for Zoom, but Slido voted more for YouTube. Zoom is okay. No, I know it's okay. That will be more comfortable. I believe they are pretty cozy with both, like Zoom and YouTube, but maybe it will be easier for you to watch our events using YouTube, like any regular podcast. Oh, they have a podcast too, Linguist Talks. So I see YouTube boss. Yeah, they are making some changes. So I believe it's necessary to hear your opinion, as this we are making these changes for you, not just for us. Yeah, so both and Zoom I see. Okay. So it means even if we try some stream, it's maybe a good idea to give you option that you will be watching. Yes. Zoom and YouTube. Okay, I see. Both. Okay, but it's a bit hard. With any new technology, with any new approach that teachers strive, they need to understand how it will influence. Sorry, I'm not in my the best voice today. How it will be helpful to you. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for watching. I have another question for you. Should we make our events a bit longer? Right now, we usually stick to 60 minutes if we're not talking about conferences. But how do you think about webinars if we go 90? How do you feel? 60 or 90 minutes? What you would prefer? 90, 60, 60, 90. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's hard to tell what you prefer in the chat. A lot of 90s, a lot of 60s, but it's okay. Please write. I will count after the webinar. Just check the chat with some app or Excel to see what you prefer more. Okay, it depends on the topic. I agree with you. Not every time we are ready. I'm thinking about adding some practical pieces that we can practice together on particular topics. Not just giving you a speech, telling you that something exists in ELT. Giving you opportunity to practice a bit. I know, record rooms with our audience, it's a bit complicated challenge. Thank you, Yulia, for saying and supporting us, saying it's up to us. But also it's important to hear your opinions. So your preference, your time, as we understand the teachers live around the clock, and often they have particular block, particular slot, yes, for what we will be doing. Here they have another students. Here we are visiting some events. Yes, so I'm asking. I see we still in. I believe we mostly prefer 60. Maybe we will try using 90 one or two times. So please come also. It's not much bigger. Sometimes we take like an hour and water. Sometimes I hope I won't be forcing you to stick so long with me today, but nevertheless, you've been to webinars that are longer than 60 minutes with linguist. Okay. Thank you for giving me your options. It's pressure experience, and I'm telling you. Okay, what does it mean, certificate in 90? They give certificates for any type of event. For some local events, I go for 2 hours, and the certificates sometimes I have only 40 minutes, and still certificates are there. So obviously it will be going. Even if it's longer, certificates will be there. If it's just coming and listening, yeah, maybe. I know. The longer we listen, the more other attention get exhausted, and it means that we need to make pauses. Yeah, so some breaks are necessary when we go along. Okay. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Today, we have a pretty heavy topic with you, learning gaps. I hope you will find some insights in it, but I know it's a pretty big one, and it's not like I will provide you some golden tickets or some remedies that can easily solve some problems. But we start this talk as it's necessary to remind ourselves that not often we deal with just details in ELT. Sometimes we go systematically for some issues, and we can find solutions only together, or sometimes we need to give time to some issue to figure out how to deal with it. So it's one of them, learning gaps. They appear like unintentionally, just building over the time, but also it means that it takes time to bridge these gaps. Hello, children, bye. Hi, latecomers. Before we start, I want to show you one particular change that we already made, and I hope you will enjoy it. It's about certificates. Give me a second. I will take you to my browser. Take a look. It's a site linguist. I hope you know it. Yeah, you can find a lot of information here. Also, in this ELT support, you can find, let's go from the first step, yeah? So in LT support, you can find our calendar for events. Put pluses or minuses. Pluses if you use in this calendar, minuses if you feel new to this experience. Okay, minus. Thank you, Elena. Pluses, good. I will show you the update, what we're trying to do. Take a look. Here you can find all events for Linguist Company, all of them. And also, take a look. Not only events, if it's registration, you can find it here. If it's something that you want to rewatch, and it was recently, you can find it here. It's clickable, obviously. But take a look, we're adding certificates. So if you miss your certificates, you don't need to write to us. No, it's not. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy reading your letters about certificates and other things and your opinions about other events, but also it means that you can find them easier. I hope we are testing. That's why don't be strict judges for it. If you will experience some problems with it, also write to me, tell me that something needs to be improved here. So we are clicking certificates and it will be taking you to your certificate. So obviously we're trying to use it and improve. If you have some ideas, as this idea was proposed to us one of the teachers and regular visitor of other webinars, that certificates in the calendar, it's a great idea. And I believe they're trying to realize it and make it happen. So obviously, come here and take a look. Other event is this one, yeah? So obviously, you see, I even prepared a link. Tomorrow, your certificates appear there. So you can wait for a letter that will bring you your certificate. But if something happens, you can just go there. But I'm asking you, please, not in the morning. Give me at least time to prepare them till evening. So in the evening, come and it will be here. Yes. Oh, we already have user experience. Thank you, Oksana, for saying that you already tried it. Yeah, I believe we will be improving. And also I'm thinking about adding some I don't know, buttons probably for you to find your certificates from previous webinars if it's been several months. I believe it's also necessary to collect them in one place and to find them easily. I believe it's important. So tomorrow your certificates will be there, yeah. And also video for this webinar you will find here. There's a link. Just click it and you will be taken. Okay, so I will remind you about this option at the end of the webinar. I believe we have a lot to discuss, not just certificates. That's why let's return to other topic. Yeah. Tell me, how often do you see in the eyes of your students that they are present in your classroom, but they're absent today? Like they don't understand that what they're learning, what's happening around, what they need to do right now. I can say that I've seen it very often with different students. No matter it's very young learners, it's teens or even adults. It's a pretty standard thing that we see from other students. And it doesn't mean that we do something wrong. It means that sometimes there is a gap. And there are some natural gaps that can happen. Oh, we have a lucky one, Evgenia, saying not often. It's good. It's very great that you not often notice them and they go around. Sometimes, yes, it's just bad days to learn, as my teachers were telling me, like you have good days and bad days, and also you have great days to learn. It's okay to be kind to yourself while you're teaching and also while you're learning. So it means that social emotional responsibilities and connections that we build are also very important, not just the process of learning, but also the communication need to be kind with any type of learning. The same will be with learning gaps. it's important. We're not looking at it like we are strict judges and we need to figure out, okay, what the teacher, the students did wrong in particular situations for them to have learning gaps. Everyone has some learning gaps. Yeah. My mom tried to teach me how to use I don't know what oven from 12 to 16 my years, yeah, obviously, and every time it was a big learning gap for me to learn something that she showed me, she described, she even drew me pictures, but no matter some things were influencing me, I wasn't even ready to use. Yeah, too scary for me. Sometimes there are things that influence us beyond what we have as the academic understanding. So we need to remember that things around us need time to be cooked. Yeah. Okay. So today we will be talking about learning gaps. Obviously, we will be talking about primary school. I will show you on the examples of other, let's say, deeper grammar learning parts. Wonderful world, second edition, and also we will be figure out. We will be trying to figure out how to find gaps. What is happening usually? Are we just ignore them, or we just skillfully and maybe unintentionally close them, and there are good communication and also good understanding between you and students. So two options we have about gaps. They can be closed naturally sometimes, or they are just ignored. Can happen both. Okay, we will try to build bridges. I told you it's more about being kind to yourself as teachers and also to be kind to students. And obviously we will go for questions and answers. If you have any, you can use a Q&A. We have a lot of people today, almost 400. So please use Q&A, not a chat. It's just I can lose some questions. Yeah. Okay, we are going for learning gaps. Can you tell me what are learning gaps? How do you understand? What is it, learning gap? Wild guesses. So your opinion, everything is good. Okay. I see you're still talking about how often. Yeah. So often. Okay. So learning gap. What is it? Let's go practical. We teach English, so let's name what problems we would label as it's a learning gap. Okay. Yeah, students don't understand material. Obviously, some learning gap is there. Okay. No knowledge. Okay. They don't know the particular topic. Obviously. Yeah, they skipped a class and they missed some material. Yes, it's a learning gap, something that students have missed, obviously, knowledge loss. Yes, sometimes we taught them some even interesting information, something that they enjoyed learning, but nevertheless, without repetition, maybe they just naturally let go of this knowledge. It's okay to forget. Yeah, they don't put blames on human beings for being human beings. Yes, what we do, we learn something and sometimes we forget. It's okay. So blank spaces and students' knowledge. Okay, yeah, so obviously some gaps. Missed during the classroom. Okay. Unintentionally and intentionally. Sometimes they do it intentionally. So it's we still need to remember that it's not like we are not angels and our students not angels. We're just human beings. Okay. Everything that children don't understand. Not everything, but in most I agree. Yes. Mistakes. Okay, tell me, can we name mistakes as learning gaps? Mistakes, it's like the result, yes? The result of learning gap. Absence of knowledge. Something lost or known. Missing, obviously. They're missing something. Okay. It's missing. Okay, lack of knowledge. So most of you agree that it's about knowledge, lack of knowledge, missing. They miss some part, yes, some part of material, some part of comprehension of this material, yeah. But nevertheless, I will show you more. Obviously, you named this one, knowledge gap. Let's imagine the practical situation. The learning, what the learning? Present progressive. They're learning together as a group, and then other students, one or two students was absent. Yeah, who is absent today? The topic of our webinar. So some of the students were absent. Obviously, they skipped this knowledge, and without any revision and without any reteaching, it's a knowledge gap. We will discuss how to solve these gaps, but right now we just go through what we have as gaps. Yeah, like you need to see the problem, you need to meet it face to face, be courageous, and then you will be able to understand what you're dealing with. Like, let's get friendly with learning gaps. Next one, skills gap. It's easy to understand what's happening if you take the practical situation. The students, all present, they learned, they know, but then we give them a task. Then we ask them to use their skills. They see that they learned material, but they lack some practice to polish their skill. So skills need to be developed, or we just pushing them a bit too hard, or give them something that they're not really familiar, different type of activity, they never seen how to do it. It's also skill. Skills to learn, and also language skills, it's all go here. We need to understand that each skill, it's like progression. You need to go in steps. Yes, if we just try to jump, then it will be a problem. It's not every time even gifted students can jump with us. Obviously, we happen them. Oh, thank you, Ksenia, for naming the next one, motivation gaps. Obviously, and we can be positive, we can be energizing, we can come to the classroom with cool materials, with a lot of ideas and easy approaches to how to use English today for a particular topic. But if there is no motivation, obviously, it's like it will be clashing other motivation and the motivation of the students, and it's hard to work with motivation. As okay, Ksenia, you're spoiling, but I can tell you, if you're trying to Google them, or you're just writing from your experience, I've checked around. I can tell you. Okay, I've checked different sites and materials that we can find. I found around 7 different resources that describe different typology of learning gaps. I tried to combine them together, as most of them speaking about the same things, and not always they have everything that we need to discuss today with you. So obviously motivation, here I will start the discussion just to give you a quick revision if you've been to previous webinars, or invite you to understand what National Geographic Learning is and what we are doing for Ukrainian learners. First of all, it's how we approach any type of learning. Okay, yeah, no interest. First of all, we need to provide how to deal with such gaps, or to understand that something is not working. It's a quick test for you. Check if your materials are relatable. If your students can take a look at what you are learning today, and they can see it is like taking a look outside of window, yeah, something very familiar. You see playground, you see friendly trees that we've seen every day, so something very relatable and familiar to them, so previously learned, material should be included in what we will be doing today. And it will be then closing all these 3 gaps for you a bit quicker if you include something that seems like windows. Yes, you see the sky, you see people, you see streets, you see maybe your friends playing them there. So something that is really friendly and relatable to you, it's important to include. And next one, it's mirrors. If we don't include other students in this material, what you want to learn them, any type of, any stage of learning, starting from setting objectives to finish with reflection what we did today. Every step needs to be more not only friendly and relatable, but also understandable and also friendly to be included inside. So if we're talking about objectives, obviously we need to include other students and their needs in these objectives for lesson. It's important, then it will be easier to work with knowledge, skills, and motivation. All of them will be there. And the last one, especially working with motivation, is imagine then you provide relatable material. Sometimes it's a comfort zone. Sometimes it's too easy. Then it's like mirroring other students. Yes, it helps them. It shows that they have some abilities. They see their skills. Yes, being proven step by step. But nevertheless, what we need more, we need to give them a challenge. Without any challenge, yeah, TikTok era, but nevertheless, without any challenge, it's still, we need to help our students to understand that knowledge is something that you acquire. It's something that you want to take, not just being feed. Yeah, if you feed your students some knowledge, some skills, and also try to push your motivation, then yeah, nothing will be working. And I tried. I know I've been there, and I know it's not the best idea as teaching like that. What we can help is just show them. It's like doors. Take a look. Something interesting is happening there. Something very relatable and like. You see something in the windows and mirrors now, go and play with your friends. Do that. You can be a part of it, but also some interesting challenges will be welcoming you today. That's why I'm telling you, learning gaps, it's not only about we didn't learn some grammar. Sometimes it's about, yes, we skipped a lesson, but sometimes it's about that we forgotten that it should be enjoyable. Not every time. Not every time when we learn something, it's enjoyable. Not every time I want to learn, even as an adult, how to wash cats, as they can be. uh, yeah, they can make it a mess when I wash them. But nevertheless, it's still a process that can help me to do something better. So we can find some enjoyment. Joy in such activities. Okay, I believe if we're talking about this comment about TikTok era, there is such term as Generation Alpha. It's our students, especially primary school and teens. Let's call like young teens. This particular period, this generation. They get the information differently, and sometimes they don't go the same steps as we went through. My teachers taught me English through drilling, through going through a lot of practice, and also through mostly providing feedback. Then I had mistake. So at some point, I understood that it's okay to make mistakes, but it took time. And I lost a lot of motivation while learning. And I believe a lot of students still losing motivation when they learn English. It's a hard process, learning languages. But nevertheless, we're talking about that sometimes it's not about what's happening right now, this learning gaps. Sometimes it's about taking systematic approach. Yes, it's like what we try to do with Nush. Yes, we're learning not just one topic. We try to build a system for our students to understand how our world is going around and how to make it a better place for living. obviously. I want to emphasize, take a look, what we do as in GL, as National Geographic Learning, we provide a lot of photo material. As the visuals, especially with primary school, they work great. Anything that can be modeled after, anything that can be described, anything that can be redrawn or just imagined, it will be very helpful. I'm not opening you some big secret about it, I know, but nevertheless, I'm talking about motivation and knowledge. Sometimes we need to bring something that looks differently from what other students feel like it will be looking. Take a look. How do you think, why we showing such big pictures at the beginning of a unit? Any ideas? Why? Why not to start with just small photo, several words that we will be learning, and that's all. Why the big photo? Why we go for, I will tell you, in GL approach, they take up to 20 minutes to discuss this photo with students. It's a pretty long period, yeah, to impress. They're called high impact photos, so obviously we try to impress. Check that balance, rise. Okay, if you're talking about learning objectives, what we are trying to do with our students. Grab students' attention. Oh, it's a great proposal. Thank you, Anastasia. Definitely, they need to stay focused. It's hard right now to focus for students. Yes, we need to help them build retention. Pick up topic. Yes, we're starting to introduce a topic. Okay, I see. Yes, Olena, thank you. Refresh vocabulary. Definitely. Vocabulary if it's primary, but the field they go, grammar also. You need to understand that we try to build system when we discuss with students for them to see that their vocabulary always is used in our lessons. So obviously, we will be going for colors. We will be going for things that we see. We will be going about emotions. So we will be revising, but also it's very important. We show them, and sometimes with such photos, I just write a list of words that my students are saying. Then we will try to create the phrases, something like that. But nevertheless, why I'm doing that? For students, the first goal to show them that they don't know something in this topic. It's okay to have a learning gap. It's not shameful to don't know something. They will know some words, but also they will be saying, I don't know how to say scarf. Yeah, I will know. It's hard to say. What is it? Oh, hara. Yep. So we will put emphasis on what we also don't know, as that can be turned in their own personal goals for learning, and we will be working better for knowledge and also working better for motivation. So obviously, yes, they will be revising vocabulary, but also they will be finding new words, new ideas for themselves. We will be finding some purpose in this learning. That's why it's important sometimes to stick to activity that doesn't look like it will be a lot of will provide you with a lot of revision, with a lot of interesting activities. Like what you can say, several questions. Yes, it's like activity looks like no 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no 20, because we need to show that there are some gaps. Yeah. So we recall words, and we also setting priorities for learning new words. What we will be doing. It's important. Okay, and also not every time we need to show students the long descriptions for them to read, but it's what teachers usually do. As you see, teachers book for this picture, they propose description, what we can describe to our students to tell them additionally to grab their attention, obviously, but also the vocabulary that will help you to introduce something new. Maybe it will just show you what your students better learn for this unit. So it's a good idea if you haven't some pictures or you want to introduce something relatable to it, or you provide your students with video before you go to the topic. It's a good idea to create word list that you would like to use, not just for the sake of feeding your students with words. No, Be more sly about it. Try to play with your students. Try to add it naturally. Or if they won't be able to pick up some words, or you see that they don't go for such words, don't force it. It's okay. Sometimes it's just additional vocabulary. It's okay to skip. It's like if you just will feel like, okay, I have this list, you need to learn this list. It means that we just ask our students to learn some dictionary, like you need to learn it. No, what you need to learn, you have in your student books. Additional information can be serving as your support as a teacher, but nevertheless never spoon-fed to your students. Okay, spoon-fed, yeah. Next one, it's about instructional gaps. It's often happen with us because we, in different age, we have different level of English. We have different approach to how we learn and how we go around. Yeah, but nevertheless, I want to emphasize, take a look. It's what teachers see in teacher's book, what goals for this unit will be. Tell me, do you use such things? Do you tell your students what vocabulary they will learn before coming to the lesson? Or do you tell them that today we will be having what? Today we have vocabulary lesson. Today we're learning new words. Do you tell them? Maybe you have your own life hack. How to set priorities for students, what they will be doing today. Mine is like that. I never just go for such descriptions. It's for me, yeah. But it's important for me to voice what objectives for lesson will be. Why? Because at the end of the lesson, we can ask them what we've done. Like now I can. Now I can. But take a look. It can be like that. If first lesson it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will tell them today we will learn 6 school words. Okay, six school words about particular topic. And at the end of the lesson, I will ask them what their cool word for today. Yes. So it's a better day to just push the list of vocabulary, but to make a secret, to pick their attention, like to tell them, okay, we will learn, but together, yeah. Animator. I often feel like that, especially when I'm using total physical response. It's so embarrassing when other adults see like I'm playing with young learners and we make a lot of movements and we go and mingle around the classroom. But nevertheless, it's also interesting experiences. You find new ways how you do something. So obviously, yes, and I'm telling you, you can be a bit sly about what you give your students. Not often that we understand, okay, some instructional gap I'm telling them to do and they don't understand what they will be doing. Try to understand, try to even recall how you see information beyond the classroom. What piques your interest? How you clickbaited to open something and read it, yeah, to watch something, do the same. A bit of clickbait, even if it's not the best approach to do it regularly, nevertheless, it's one of the things that can make it easier for today. As you see, sometimes we have bad days for English. For such cases, we have clickbaits, and then it will be much more useful. Another day, it's hard to explain to students that today you will be learning present continuous in particular sentences. It's hard to set such goal, but nevertheless, we can create some real situation. Today we're learning some magic formula that you will be able to use in that situation. Yeah? Sometimes not often. I know it's more about me and how I was triggered to learn some grammar, but nevertheless, I was often told that imagine in English rules there's Harry Potter formulas and also some magic scenes, yes, like magical names. So obviously it can be helpful. You just need to add this, and this, and it will be working. Sometimes it's also helpful approach to grammar. They're saying, okay, we will be learning together some interesting rule for that. So that usage, you will be able beyond the classroom to do this with this grammar. So obviously present continuous for what's happening right now. Yeah, you can describe anything that you see around yourself. It's cool. Yes, and sometimes we in such situations, and often we describe what's happening right now around us, and we can ask students at the beginning of a lesson for them to understand that it's not, oh, it's boring grammar lesson. No, it's cool grammar lesson because they will be giving you situations that we will need to describe something immediately. Okay, I was kidnapped. I need to tell what's happening around me. Yeah. Oh, I'm in library. Yes, and I need to find a book. Yes, and I'm looking for it. Yeah. So any type of situation, they can propose you very crazy or very interesting situations. I heard about kidnapping, so sorry for this example, but it's from my study. So it's what can help you to deal with instructions. As we start with positive approach to instructions, and then it's helpful. Next one, it's something that it's hard for us to deal. It's environmental gaps. It's when we underprivileged. Yeah, for describing photos, for describing films, for anything that we do with video, it will be very helpful. For pictures also. For our drawings, yes, like draw something and now tell to your mate, yeah, classmate about it. With the environmental gaps, we have different things that we need to understand. There are some beyond the classroom factors that influence other students, and not often we can deal with them. Sometimes we don't have an internet at home. No, their own gadget, or also it's not a quiet place for them to learn. All that would provide such environmental gaps. Some students learn quicker because they have these privileges and they can use them. But nevertheless, it's still they need to know. It's something to discuss with parents. As in learning gaps, parents should be included, not just us and students deal with it. Some cases we can solve only during the classrooms, but nevertheless, some things need to be like a welcoming environment for parents to come and discuss with us. Obviously, I believe some of you mentioned it. If I'm not mistaken, it was, I will find even. Oh, presentation, discuss. Okay, it's hard to find. Okay, but, oh, I found Pani Ksenia. So thank you for mentioning it. Communication gap. Not always we have terms that are easy to translate to language, and sometimes, not often, we understand what is happening with us right now. Why we are not doing great in some activities, why it's hard for us to be part of the project. Sometimes it's also hard to be part of activity that we don't understand someone, and also we're afraid to communicate. So a lot of problems with communication can be there. Yeah. And then sometimes gaps just mix together. And that's why it looks so scary with some students. It's hard to bridge such gaps, as there are too many problems that is hard to deal. If it's knowledge, if it's just one lesson and we skipped it, obviously, if we do some revision, student will naturally pick up this information. But if it's overlapping, it will be hard. It's motivation and skill. Okay, it's like in most cases, I understand that it's easier to give up or try to just ignore it. But in many cases, with learning gaps that deal like that, we need to set priorities. How do you think? Let's set priorities. We have two gaps, knowledge and skill. What we start? First of, let's go for first letters, K and S. You have, and you notice knowledge gap and also skill gap. What we will go first, for knowledge or for skill? It's okay. Knowledge, okay. Knowledge. Obviously, the power for the skill, it's knowledge. So we go for knowledge. No. It's better idea to go for both. As then you go for both, it just you, I don't know, you try to stop a tank using only hands. Yes, it can be, it's possible to stop something like that, but nevertheless, you're in danger of overworking yourself and overworking your students. That's why it's good then you choose the gap and go for it. Yeah, it's easier to find solutions for particular gap, not just go and like, okay, now we will go for knowledge and skill. That's why take a look what we do with exam preparation. No matter primary school, secondary, adults, the same. We go for particular topics. We go for particular skills. We don't just jump at everything and try to improve their level. No, we teach them how to do particular things before the exam. The same should happen here. We definitely go for knowledge. Okay, other students don't understand our instructions. They have instructional gap and motivation gap. There we go. Instructions or motivation? For the sake of saving time, your time, you can just use the first letters like I or M. Motivation, okay. Motivation. Some of you go still for knowledge. Okay. Motivation. Do they have anyone who believes in instruction? I see Pani Larissa. Motivation. It's hard for me to tell you this, but I agree with Pani Larissa that I would also first go for instructional gap, as without any system, no, I can improve motivation, but it will be more playful lesson without any learning purpose. That's why we need to build this like foundation that I'm understandable as an instructor to my student. They know what to expect from me, and then we grow our motivation over it. So the first step that I would take in, it's instructions, obviously, but yes, some elements of motivation, but bits. Maybe will be added. Small, enjoyable activities here and there to work on our motivation, but nevertheless, instructions are important. They are instructors in many cases with you, so it means that they go there, I believe. But it's my opinion. You can have different opinions. Today we are not having like a session of true or false. Yes. In most cases, it's the teaching style. Okay, let's go for this. We have communication gap, and let's not go for environmental, as here you understand my idea. Parents, it's a discussion with parents. Only that solution should be proposed for such things. Skills and communication. What we go for skills or for communication? We have both gaps, but what to close first? Communication gap or skill? So our students know they have knowledge, but it's hard for them to communicate with us, and not often they show their skills. So better results, mostly they show better results because they don't manifest their skills, but nevertheless, knowledge is there. Okay, skills. I see you into minds. Skills and communication. Yes, skills. Okay. Oh, hello, Panzerhi. I hope you agree with us being into minds. It's hard one. Yes, it's hard one because we want skills. We want our students to show their skills and develop skills. It's what we want them every day. Yeah, no matter what lesson we have, we want them to develop their skills. But I believe in communication. They teach with you human beings, and we need to be kind, and we need to start with communication. And sometimes why skills not working, why knowledge is not working, motivation, instructions, everything. Communication. It's important to be kind and set some good and friendly environment for our students to develop their skills. That's obviously what we try to do. It's that. Okay. I'm taking you from this slide. I believe we discussed a lot about it. Okay. Yeah, sorry, it's me using it. Okay, I just a quick reminder for you about our objectives, what we want to do with our young learners. Obviously, we want 4 skills. Yeah, communicative skills like groups. Yeah, collaborative skills, critical thinking, and creativity. No matter is it primary school, is it secondary school, we want not just comprehension. We want critical thinking and creativity. And if you need more information about it, take a look at Bloom's taxonomy. It looks like that. 3 steps that we go through lesson. It's for comprehension, then critical thinking and creativity. Even then be on lower levels with students, still bits of critical thinking and creativity are important, and they will be helping you to close some gaps, especially about skills, especially about what, not knowledge, it's comprehension, about communication and motivation. It will be closing more gaps than just comprehension, but comprehension is more about knowledge and sometimes skills applying. Yes, so obviously, but the higher register of using your skills, it's a critical thinking. That's why we need to go there too, for skills to develop also. A quick reminder to you, take a look. I've taken not just unit, but lesson. Then we have aims. Remind me, what do we need to do with aims? Should we just read our lesson aims to our students? Yes or no? Let's go like that. No, definitely not. It's boring. Yeah, it's boring, and then it's just you come and kill all motivation to learn. And also, it's important that you will notice that such goals, they are good for us to build on them, but we can improve them. Sometimes we go for playful approach. Sometimes we make more relatable goals. Also, a good idea, mostly I use it with teenagers, as we already experience learning for many years. So we understand how learning goals are created, but I propose them to add one more goal to our lesson. What we will be doing together, not a big activity, but several words that we would like to learn, or maybe some particular revision for them to understand that here I give them opportunity to add something to it. And then if it's something big that they propose, I will just break it down to several lessons, like the goal that I can use and help them. They are learning together with me. They're going through learning process with me. So why not to share goals? Sometimes it's good. Should we read materials to other students? Obviously, no. Should we tell them that you need to bring something to the classroom? Yes, if you use some materials, if your students need to bring some materials, you usually say them, it's relatable, bring this and that, but nevertheless, it doesn't sound like that. A list of materials, yes, like student book, a calendar, and also a piece of paper. We usually explain to them, okay, a piece of paper, we will be drawing with you, something like that. It's much more relatable. Okay, I want to emphasize that with grammar, then we ask our students to go through particular formulas. The best approach is that we go not just slowly, but with some revision. Sometimes it's a good idea to reteach, especially if you see some problems with it. So knowledge and skill is important to work over, and propose different activities that you can find to it. So it can be both. It can be something that you just figure out how to do right now, here and now, like several additional sentences we will be creating, or the playing game. Some of you start the sentence, another student finishes it, yeah, and we play, we combine, or it can be sentences with mistakes. Let's correct them, and let's exchange it, create a funny activity for another class, and we will share it to them. Make sentences with mistakes. It's very hard to make a mistake for students who have knowledge and who have skill. It's hard for them as they already learned how to do something correctly. And it's also critical thinking, then we make some mistakes intentionally, as we need to understand there you can make mistake. Yeah? So sometimes we can take approach to any type of activity to help to close the gap more naturally. I know that's why primary school sometimes looks like a playground, and sometimes it's battlefield. Sometimes you just feel like you don't teach enough. But enough is enough. It's okay. Also, I want to emphasize that sometimes when we go through learning process, how to close gaps, to provide some support, scaffolding approach. Yes. So controlled practice and freer practice, but nevertheless, especially this one, take a look. It's grammar. Obviously here vocabulary, and obviously writing skill, and we take even it's in the steps, with any activity that takes more time to do, make pauses, check between them, give them opportunity to finish steps. Sometimes we break it down, like first step you draw, next one you write. Writing we will be doing in 2 steps. You write, then we exchange it and check it, something like that. So sometimes it's helpful when we propose some additional dimension to activity to help our students to collaborate more. That's why we want with the learning objectives for them to collaborate more. Student book and teacher book will be telling it to students, but you also can be creative. Next one, how to find a quick game, and it's like what we will be finishing today. I have several phrases for you. How to find learning gaps. The first one, it's test, yeah, standardized assessments. So they can reveal broad areas of what? Can you tell me? Then we use tests. What they reveal to us usually? Broader areas of what? Then what's happening? What kind of gaps tests can propose to you? No, like highlight, let's call it like that. Yeah, it's a pretty good. Okay, knowledge. I'm not talking about types. I'm talking about, no, yes, a bit of type too. But nevertheless, it's about what's happening. Yeah. Take a look. a significant portion of class struggles. It means that you can, this test, it's why we saw more about tests sometimes with our students, because it's the quick approach to how to see learning gaps. We give a test, we understand the tendency, the trend that's happening with our students, we see what is happening there, our class struggles, and they can find it as a system problem. Like, okay, seems like present simple, especially with negative, we need to reteach. Yes, but it's tests. It's not always the only solution. Okay, let's go for this. Quizzes, exit tickets, yes, some are now accounts, such activities. Also different types of games at the end of the lesson. What can help you to do? What they highlight for you? What learning gaps? Okay, I believe it's pretty big one. I understand my mistake right now. It's too big phrases for you to write in the chat box. So obviously, it's something that you can see what's happening right now. If test, it's about okay, to check if we have some learning gaps already developed. Then here now it's something like quizzes. It's a quick one or some, now I can, then students tell you how to do something. Obviously will be much more helpful to check knowledge and skill gaps. And some communication also, different types of quizzes will help you with different types of learning gaps. But here now, do some exit tickets for your lesson. If it's something big that you're looking for, some tendency, then you take tests. Don't expect them to bring you everything. Yeah. Also take steps in dealing with your learning gaps, like in your classroom. And the last one, I know you use a lot of different gadgets. You use a lot of different iJournals or different LMS systems. One of them or two, it's a good experience for students. It helps them, and you see, like I wrote here, track individual progress and deal with individual problems. But also they can show you areas there something happened and no progress at all. So some trackers are good. Can you tell me what type of progress checker do you use if it's online? It's just interesting to me to know what's right now in a trend with teachers. What LMS systems, classroom management programs do you use to understand what you enjoy with such activities, like checking if everything is going okay with progress of learning. Jeopardy games, okay. Class time, my English law, okay. I'm biased, that's why I will be recommending obviously Spark from AGL, but nevertheless, I know I used a lot of different LMS systems, platforms. I know they have a lot of sites, yes, and also apps that can help with it. Sometimes it's just a quick check, like a game in some messenger can be helpful. A game or two after class time. Okay, we have a leader. I will check it. What is going right now? Okay. Okay, I see class time. Okay. Thank you. So if you need to contact me, you can just make a screen right now, I believe. And also call me or use my email. If you're interested in visiting our site, it's linguist.ngl.com.ua. Please come. There's QR code for it. Okay. And also, give me a second. I'm taking you with myself one more time. I want to mention that we have social media. But now, if you're interested in looking for books, We recently published the article about how to choose for primary. It's here in our National Geographic Learning Ukraine page, or you can go to Linguist and find this article «Обираємо курс для молодшої школи». There's a lot of questions. You can find information and samples for it. If you're looking for certificates, you go for other calendar. Take a look. It's here. You will find not just description of the webinar, you will find here some recording of it. Yeah. If you need certificates, just click it tomorrow. But let's check it. Then tomorrow, at what time you need to go? Morning or evening? Then to expect certificates tomorrow. Evening, yes, thank you. Yes, give some time, as I will be responsible for generation and checking that everything is okay with it. So not to be over optimistic about it, I'm asking you to give us time to go there. The best idea to go in the evening. So thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed our first talk about learning gaps. Here and there, we discussed several of them. But then for details. Today, I tried to talk with you about what's happening systematically and providing with you idea that it's okay to be kind to yourself and take steps and solve some gaps. Oh, one or two, yeah. Not being too strict with yourself. It's okay. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please come to different webinars also to check your other podcast. I know my colleagues recently discussed how teachers influence students, even in the choice of perfumes, and also how students influence teachers. That's why I also learned that some of my colleagues call students. Yes. Give me a second, I will tell you about emails. My colleagues call students like «Зіроньки мої, що ж ви наробили?» If you're interested to listen about it, please go to other podcast on Linguist page. Okay, sorry. Sorry, me back. So I'm telling you about your certificates. As I promised, yes, it still will be sent to your emails. We don't change it for this month, anything, but we will try to make a shift after checking if it's okay with everyone to publishing our certificates this calendar of events. For you to find it no matter then you want to look for it. So it doesn't mean that you need to expect it for a particular date. You just, at your convenience, come and find your certificate. So we will be more user-friendly for you with certificates, I hope. So thank you. See you next month. Take care of yourself.